everyone, my name is Robin and welcome to my channel, The Prophetic Engineer, where we talk about how to know and live by God's design for your life. We're in a series where we're answering common questions about your prophetic words. And today we're answering the question, why is it taking so long for the promises to come to pass? I think this is a great question because you may have some words where you have promises that come to pass in no time. And then sometimes you'll have promises that take a long time, months, years, multiple years. You may question, did God really say this? Is this really a word from God? But once you've confirmed this is definitely a word from the Lord, I really believe that Habakkuk 2 gives us why it may be taking so long. Habakkuk is a prophet to the Israelites. He's inquiring of the Lord, the state of Israel, and the future. And God begins to speak to him in chapter 2, verse 2. And it says, "And the Lord answered me, write the vision, make it plain on tablets, so he may run who reads it. For still the vision awaits its appointed time, it hastens to the end. It will not lie. If it seems slow, wait for it. It will surely come. It will not delay." So it's like, I'm about to tell you what's to come. Write it down so that those who read it can run with it and come into an agreement with it. And he says it has an appointed time. And I believe a lot of our promises have appointed time. And it may seem like it's delaying, but it will come to pass. And so when we think about appointed time or a designated or a specific set time, we usually think of time in its units of measure: seconds, minutes, hours, days, years, and so forth. Our initial thought would be, okay, it's going to happen on this date in this year. However, if we look at the mathematical definition of time, it's a sequence of actions or events that take place in the past, present, or future. So if we think about the promises that we have, there is a set already designated sequence of events or actions that need to occur in order for the promise to be fulfilled. Actions that we need to do personally, actions by others to position them, actions by others to set up the tools and the resources we need for the promise to be fulfilled. And so these things need to happen in order for it to come to pass. And so although it seems like nothing's going on, God is moving. We look at the promises that the Old Testament prophets said about Jesus and the coming of Jesus. The promises were years before Jesus was born, but there were certain events that had to take place to set the stage for him to be born. And to set the stage for when he was born and the spreading of the gospel is during that time when Jesus was born, the Romans were in power. And Romans are known for their engineering. And while they were in power, they built road systems throughout the Roman Empire to connect the different places they had conquered. And when we think about this, these are the same road systems that were used for the spreading of the apostles to go to different places to spread the gospel. Now, I also want to say, one of the things that when you first get the promise, you can ask the Lord is, what is the timing or season of this word? And you can ask that now if you haven't asked. I think this is important because we could be hoping in the wrong season, which will lead to hope deferred. What do I mean by that? We can be expecting a promise to come to pass next year, and when it doesn't come to pass next year, we get upset. We have hope deferred when promise was not really set to come to pass for 10 years from now. And I think another question to ask, what is the status of this promise? And is there something that I need to do? Is this waiting on me? Is it waiting on someone else? What is the status? And so I know for one of the promises I have, I was asked, what's going on with this? What's the timing? And I remember getting a word where it was giving me the season of when you're doing this is when it's going to happen. However, it was also telling me that I need to step into what it was telling me I need to be doing. And which honestly, I had to really come into an alignment with the purpose and plan that God had for my life. So it really showed me, okay, when this is happening in my life, this is when it's going to happen. That's how I'll know that's the season. Apparently, I'm not doing that now, so it's not happening now. And so God wants us to seek and ask him questions about what he has for our lives. I encourage you to spend time with God and seek him and ask those questions. So I'm very interested to hear, do you have promises you've been waiting on? Have you asked God, what is the timing or what is the status? That's all that I have for today. If you like this video, please like and share and have a wonderful day.